Hello guys and welcome back to Field of Glory Empires with our Saba playthrough. Things are getting interesting. In terms of progression of what's going on here, in terms of these legacy points, for example, we are about to catch up. We've been gaining rapidly on the Antigonids, our main rivals. We're about to catch up to them in income. We do have a bit of a disparity with them for how this is going, but it's kind of getting there. It's kind of getting there. I kind of hope they attack Rome at some point because it would just be funny. But maybe that wouldn't be good because if they won that, then that would maybe actually be bad for me. And they also might just drag me in, so who knows how that would really go. We have a lot of military movements planned out already. We got dragged into a war with Nasamones by Ethiopia just before we client-stated them, of course, right? So now I have even more bullshit to deal with that I don't want to deal with. And some things like this is a progress location now. It's an objective, so holding it is good for my legacy. It's all for progress tokens. Getting rid of it is bad for that. It's annoying. It's annoying. It incentivizes me to just take it and hold it, but we built a tribunal at Himjar. We have 2 slots available at Himjar. Generally, other stat related things are looking pretty nice. Look at the amount of pops we have here. Like, I don't even know where the hell to put most of these things at this point. I think what I want to do here is build sanitation, because then that could be upgraded to sewers. So that's 1 slot usage, but like it adds up to more later. And that's for just, you know, more growth in general. I'm about to put this guy on food for now. He doesn't need to be on infrastructure. Just kind of push the growth a little bit further, I suppose. Wow, that actually made a 1-turn difference to growth, huh? We've received 2 slaves in Saba due to battling, which allows me to push things even farther. This is going to make everybody even less happy, man. But there's a racing track in case I need even more loyalty. As of right now, I certainly do not. What I really want here are a bunch more military buildings. I really, really would like more military buildings here. And I guess I might just be fueling a lot of this with slaves, honestly. But I want to get a more military development here because I kind of neglected that. I put a lot of culture stuff here because it was my first like very easily growing place and I didn't really understand the mechanics as it grew, and so that didn't go very well. But hey, look, a new population also over here to the east. A preserved food store is something that I can never pass up. Put it in front of me, gotta have it, gotta have it. Move somebody down from food onto infrastructure because that preserved food store is going to need some. There's a new population in Badio opening up a new building slot. We have a couple of things that we can build here, including a pleasure mansion. Can import perfumes here, which does help with money generation. But, you know, we don't need the loyalty here, so it's questionable on how worth it this actually is. There's a lot of slaves here, I noticed. Holy crap. That is a lot. Maybe more food or health might actually be better. I think I'll take some health with the gymnasium at the moment. Move another guy down to infrastructure to make up for that. And this is in that region. Oh, yeah, okay. Furnace has been built next to there. Furnace next to there. How's metal? It's barely positive. And we're still waiting on 1 heavy infantry to finish before that stack is like done. Charcoal pile next to there. Is this region building a goddamn thing? I don't think it is, which is funny. But that means I don't really need to adjust any of these infrastructure values. Blacksmith finished next to there, and a new population. This is a place that could benefit from loyalty, which I'm sure I've probably said a bajillion different times. Oh, it's how we get there is going to be one thing. There's already some slotless things that I could go for. That would be pretty useful. We don't really have a good handle on the basics. There's a lot of health things here. Not a lot of food or infrastructure things, which is something of note. Not a lot of basics in general, I would say. I'll build a charcoal pile. Maybe try to set up a little bit more base resources for when maybe a loyalty-based culture building pops up. Hopefully, maybe, I guess. Oh, we got a stadium that's almost done. Those take forever, man. In Characene, we have finished a builder's hall. That helps with infrastructure, I suppose. We don't need like a whole lot else from this region. It just needs to be, you know, basically productive, I suppose. Loyalty here isn't like problematic. Producing fish here would make other things better. We don't have sales though. I still don't really know where sales come from. Probably a money building. I think I would want a fishery here. Yeah, I think I'd want a fishery here. It would add a little bit of food, make something else, make some more money. Kind of like a double whammy right there. I don't really have to move anybody. Major harbor was built next to that. That sounds good to me. I could upgrade to a plantation here for 0 slots in Elam. It would take a while, but hey, more food. Although this place could really use probably infrastructure more, honestly. Really probably use that more, though. This uses no extra man. Oh, this doesn't use any extra infrastructure. Oh, okay, well, fuck it. Let's just make the plantation no matter how long it takes. I don't give a shit. Got some free infrastructure to the north. To the west, we have a new population. Leave things be. New population. Leave that be. A wheelmaker done in Rambria. This is one of those places where all of the essentials aren't like necessarily there, but like they also kind of are. It's weird. It's small, but it's fairly developed. I'm not sure what I actually want to prioritize. I would like a culture building here. So the street parlor is very nice with access to papyrus. We get money, 15 culture. I could easily move somebody off of culture and still end up with more culture than I had before. So I think I'll do that. Move someone to infrastructure to speed up the building here and to make up for any infrastructure that will be used soon. We got a ranch just next to that. And here we just really care about growth in general. Well, I guess culture is also pretty important. And, well, stables. Stables could be useful, adding infrastructure as well as equipment to the overall province. But, you know, infrastructure in general is definitely a good one. I wonder if I should build that just for a little bit of infrastructure. Just because, you know, it's right there and we have horses anyway. I guess I wouldn't mind that. We don't even have that anywhere else here. And they can be built doubly. And they can be doubly useful. So sure. Why not? So we got some other population popping up, but nothing to really change here. And we finished a stud here. We do have 1 building slot from a new population as well. And what do we want here? A cult site wouldn't be too bad. A little bit of culture, a little bit of conversion. We could use some loyalty. The culture could help that as well. I wouldn't mind that. I think I'll go ahead and pursue that. That sounds pretty good to me. In the Sinai, we finished a stud. Well, not the Sinai proper, but, you know, generally in the Sinai province, at least. What do we want here? My mind is telling me some of the basics. We're also lacking any sort of culture building here whatsoever. And I know that we could use culture. So you know what? Let's build a theater. Let's have some culture building. Gotta definitely have culture rolling in. Now, is there anything that I missed? Yes, there is. A builder hall and a new population in Diasara. I'll take the land expansion, please. And just like that, that is everything that we needed to handle right there. I'm keeping this one guy in the back kind of as a reserve in case we desperately need him. I could see a place where he could be useful on the front, helping to push a line in like a straight line here. And I'm very tempted to send him over there. By land, of course. And I think I might. I think I really might. Because then, you know, if anyone's free after handling this, they could just become like a back area. There's like 3 to 4 different paths of progression through this. It kind of narrows into 2 randomly, but it's a weird path, but it's what we're going to do. I'm going to send a trade to the Antigonids to get Durnus from them. This is part of Cyrencia. It would help me finish the actual province of Cyrencia fairly easily. I might be coming back to them later for Sirtica. Now that I've been forced to go west. I was hoping to use them as like kind of a shield, but then Ethiopia just fucking dragged me into this shit. So for now, just give them 4,000 money. I get 168 metal and Durnus, and that would help probably pretty well. So I'll go ahead and send that over to them. That would be good. And now with basically this next army about to be made, you know, I really want to prioritize some kind of a navy. And I'm really, really believing in making these heavy warships. A lot of the ships you see flying around here, like, they're flying. They are not ships. These are just transports. There are navies. There are. Mostly made up of warships and light warships. I don't know the full scale of navies, but we can judge kind of by total powers. Actually, we could check that together real quick. if I go to the factions and I sort by the naval power, and we look here, the max is the Antigonids actually with 700. And so what this means, since they're our allies, is we don't need actually that strong of a navy. We just need enough to, say, stand up to the Antigonids. Because if it could do that, power-wise, with heavies, that means we have enough quality and probably quantity at the exact same time to fight anybody else we might end up at war with. Like, the Eudi and Pix are, like, nowhere near me, I think. Mari is my ally. Rome is probably the first one on this list that I could feasibly end up at war with. So, and they're only at 225 total naval power rating. So I'm not exactly sure what kind of a navy we would need to deal with that. I don't know if that's, like, what number is that counting? Is it this? I'm not sure, but I'm going to make let's make one singular heavy warship and then see what that adds up to in power and try to draw some calculations from there next turn. So I want to try to make a puppet out of Maria. Honestly, they're not at war with anyone they're bordering right now. They've had their time in expansion. The problem is they're worth too much BP for me to feasibly do. Money won't scale that far. So I'm going to offer to buy the province of Persis, which is this complete province right here from them. That is worth a little over 100 all by itself. And I'm going to give them 8,000 money. I'm going to get that. I'm going to get 220 metal from them as well to, get some resources. That keeps it at basically 100. I can't get anything else while keeping it at 100%. And I'm going to try to maybe take more and more of their coastline, however much of them I would maybe need to take, especially along the coastline. It'd be so funny if they would sell me their capital region just to get them off the coastline entirely, and then I just control this entire region's ocean. Then it's completely safe all the time, no matter what. That would be so funny. But if I could do something to get them to the point where I could actually offer them an amount of money that would get them to become my puppet, I would be very happy, because they don't need to be an ally at this point. Instead, I could use my vast amounts of money to try to make them a puppet. But to do that, I'm going to need to shrink them, meaning they'd become a less valuable puppet, but still a puppet nonetheless. So we're going to try to get them to that point. Funny, remember when they were like way larger and stronger than me? Good times. I remember those times. I'm also going to do this. I'm going to get cooperation with the Lusitani. 100% chance if I give them 4,000 money, I'm going to request 200 metal from them. This is not like the most amazing trade, right? But like, I have tons of money, and if I get too much of it, it's just going to like disappear due to corruption or whatever. Anyway, the Lusitani are not that strong, but they're friends with Rome, kinda. They like each other, so they're not very likely to go to war. And resultingly, they're not that likely to die. They are the strongest nation over here by a long shot. In terms of land power, they're 3 times stronger than Macedonia, or I might be trying to cooperate with them as well. And who knows, I might still. It's just they're so weak right now, it's not really worth considering giving them money for cooperation, given like the way that I'm growing. But like Iberia, this is like a whole nother continent, literally. So I think cooperation with them would be good because they're safe and they have the ability to dominate everybody around them. And so I could potentially use some good relations over there. It would be pretty good. I'm going to offer them that treaty as well. And that's a lot of diplomacy and using my money and whatnot in one turn. I think we should just go ahead and finally move into the next turn. I'm starting to just like swing all this money around here. I wonder, I just like potentially, right? Because I got my decadence and culture a lot better now. Watch, I just buy so much stuff that I could easily bypass the Antigonids. If I start buying more of the Antigonid stuff, I feel like that would really just seal the deal, because I would be taking their stuff away. And I could do that. It's just this opens me up to more problems, whereas just more Sealand over here, Sealand, that's weird, doesn't really come with any negatives. So, meh. Let's go ahead, do this battle. We're fighting some warriors, skirmishers. Of course, everything's going to die. There's really nothing about this battle that is unexpected, but I do like to watch it because I do like the animations. I'm not a big fan of how it's like dice, to be honest, but I do like the animations. I like when battles are automated because, you know, why the hell's the Emperor in Saba going to be giving specific orders to the troops? That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's something I've never liked about Total War, for example. It's unrealistic. It kind of takes me out of the game. I prefer to macro-manage than micromanage. I say as I micromanage every building that's built in my nation. But that's the key to efficiency in this game, is having the energy to place every building yourself. All these enemies are dead. This is a whole nother battle. It's gone very well for us. So that's 2 more locations taken over. We got this one to the west about to be taken over. The Ethiopians have been pushing north. They should trail south. There's Nasamones down there. I was hoping they'd trail south first, but I don't really care what they take. So long as these guys just get their asses beat is kind of the thing. I don't know what the end goal is with the Nasamones here. I'm just kind of operating as if I'm about to take them over completely, which I don't want to do, but like I might. Conquered this from the Nasamones. They were building a salt house. That's cool, I guess. I think you should change to a public works if you ask me. Let's make that have the bare minimum, I suppose. I don't want to leave this. I hate this loyalty situation so much. Maybe I could change this a little bit. You guys could go here. What would happen if I stepped on this? It doesn't even belong to them technically. They have it occupied. We could go over there and find out. And then you guys could go there. And then you could go deal with them thanks to Ethiopia going that. I mean, Ethiopia's apparently going to go that way too. I'm going to head over there too, just because I don't really trust them to get it done. I don't really care who owns it at the end. Through transactions and my infinite wealth, I could easily take anything from Ethiopia anyway. Just whenever I want. It's really not that big of a deal. Not to mention there's still this. I just, you know, haven't had a peaceful moment to fucking go over this shit. An armorer's not needed here. No. Maybe a shepherd's house. Let's try a shepherd's house. That doesn't sound so bad. Doesn't that sound great? Why do I say that like I'm a kindergarten teacher talking to a confused child? We do have an array of diplomatic deals going out, so we don't have to worry too much about that at the moment. I hate the way this little hallway works, man. It's kind of wacky. We're going to go up here with this army. We can kind of just keep on the attack pretty constantly because our armies are just so big and we're fighting dinky little barbarians that aren't really worth anything. So, got more units on the way. Anyway, this stack is now like fully full. What's a nice centered like eastern zone over here that has a good spot for you to sit where you could react to most things? Probably here in Palestina, nearby Judea. That's kind of going to be centered as far as things are concerned. You could take the land route because I think naval routes cost money. Very close to both sea bodies and able to reach anything in semi-short order. More roads would certainly help. So just have you kind of in the back. I'll shift somebody else out to try to cover the whole front there. But, you know, we have some deals going on as it is. So let's look down here. We finished some city walls and a bula. That is good. I'm tempted to go for this monument. We do have 2 slots available. I wouldn't mind some more culture at the cost of decadence. But at this point, decadence is doing great. Culture means, you know, these locations get cultured up more, meaning they generate legacy more. Slotless, it's just the decadence is a price to pay. I have so many decadence reducing buildings already. Let's just give me the monument. Blacksmith has been built in Amphila. Nothing else I could build there. North of that, we have an extra population. Not a whole lot I could do with that, really. I could say, like, move a guy down to infrastructure, for example. It doesn't really change how quick that builds because it's so large. A wheelmaker's built to the north of that. 1 slot available. Let's go slotless, I think, on the crafter district. Yeah, nothing else in dire need. Let's go slotless with the crafter district. A new pop, but I'm happy with where you are. A new pop, I'm happy with where you are. Furnace has been built. New pop and a warehouse has been built. This is good. Several things available here, but I think I'll build a pottery workshop, because it'll help other things nearby be more productive, and that should hopefully turn out pretty well, methinks. Let me shift this around a little. You all go there. Take 5 of the natural citizens and send them all onto culture. Try to get more culture out of this region. Food is doing okay. It could do better. How much better? We have a lot of just raw infrastructure in general that I barely need anybody on the infrastructure at all. If anybody at all. The way, like, looking at this. So we'll just kind of leave that be. +1 population. We got a capital in Aes. Aes. Holy moly. Needs gold trading required. Can be imported. Yeah. The banks, that's a good way to get money. We haven't needed it so far. I could go with one of these many other lovely options here. I want food. I want infrastructure. I want a good number of these things. A salt mine is just generally going to be good. I bet we're already using it with a salt house. So give me the salt mine. Give me the salt mine. That will generate like 6 more food. Let's move you. Lose 2 food +4 infrastructure. 6 food from the salt mine. Seems like a good trade if you ask me. North of that, we have a new population. Mellings doesn't change very much. City wall built north of that. And I could go for another furnace. You know, with how I'm building, I could probably use another furnace. I could use that mine that we saw as well, but... It's tough, though. The infrastructure here isn't really where I would want it to really have it that way. We could use more infrastructure. Needs lumber, import. Just give me the charcoal pile. We need, I think, kind of these essentials out here. I would really appreciate these essentials. Move 1 guy back onto food in the meantime. And in our provincial capital, we have finished that palisade. I can't believe we didn't have that. Wow, so many things that I want here. It's insane. Regional roads are, yeah, they're number 1. This is safe enough. They're number 1. Let's get those regional roads. Regional roads, very, very important. We're building my road network, which is taking forever because we're building up from empty desert in most places. It's nice where we're not, in like the Delta and the Seleucid areas. I kind of can't wait to play an actual civilized nation in this game one day, right? We have built a school in Philistia. We have 4 slots available, and what do we really need here? Infrastructure, that's what we need. Yeah, we need a lot of that, and brickwork would be amazing. +12? +12, and then we could probably take some dudes off of here. I'm going to leave them on there until that is actually built. And then we got a population in Nabatea. That looks good to me. New population next to that. Don't want to move that. A cult site built. Good. Land expansion. Good. This is a location where we're missing some bare essentials for sure. We could definitely benefit from some other things here. Ooh. I'm thinking a builder's hall for now. Saracena, this is not a capital. Some infrastructure would be nice. I don't care about the manpower loss. I have more than enough manpower this time in the game. More than enough. Rambia has a new population. Not very much that I would change. East of that, new population, Chaldea, but it's keeping busy. It's good. We built a salt mine. We built a public works. This has 5 slots available. Regional roads. Gonna have to prioritize that. I love my regional roads, as we know. Furnace has been built south of that in Pterodon. And we only have 1 slot available. And what do we want to do with it? We have a lot of the essentials. Culture could always be good. And a slotless monument is a good way to get that. I think we're going to be going with that for sure. Then down in Manatee, we have finished a warehouse. This is on a provincial capital. Basics are looking interesting. Nomadic citizen. That's interesting. Alright. So many things could be better here than they are. We could use health. We could use food. This is a capital. I know I need military buildings, but for the love of God, we're missing a lot of other things I would love to have. We have local cattle. Let's build a smokehouse. We got that sanitation done in Himjar, and we did not immediately get the upgrade to it, sadly. I could go for more health at the cost of infrastructure. That would be pretty simple. I have a tar workshop. This is how I usually see it produce tar, actually. A tar workshop. It would cost something nearby to produce more money. What that? We don't even have a hemp field here. We don't even have a hemp field. That's funny. That's a funny thing. I could go for the extra health bonus. We already have so much health here. Just to try to encourage more growth, which would then, you know, lead me to eventually getting other buildings. Otherwise, everything otherwise here is doing pretty all right. Sure then. I mean, let's go with the wash house. Why not? And we got another slave with this many open slots. We are almost certainly going to see slaves start leaving and going elsewhere. Like almost certainly, like 100%, basically. Even having others on infrastructure at all is like maybe even questionable in this whole region. In some places, I guess we might need a bit of it. There's never any shortage of need for culture, I'll tell you that much. Here we have two slots available. I wonder if I start taking extra dudes from there, from food, even though that's going to slow down growth, put them to culture. And I don't want to say infrastructure while it's this low, actually, not from this place. Like this infrastructure here definitely doesn't need this guy. In this zone especially, it can be under 20 if there's anybody assigned, for example, or maybe just in general. With just the way it is. We built that amphora in Pancha. And now we have to build something else. That amphora took food. The orchard would give food. And I guess I don't mind that. That helps make up for it. I have most of my guys on food right now. Loyalty's great here. Sure, let's build that. Why not? We do have also, yeah, an extra population grew around here. Infrastructure buildings here might help me move some others as well. But, I mean, I guess we'll see how that goes. Because all the infrastructure could really just come from this one spot just so easily that it's ridiculous at this point. I just want to have enough local infrastructure still to make sure that we are sustaining with a little bit of leeway. Extra population has come here, but we're building a school, so nothing to really change. North, we have a stadium in Itamos. That stadium's been building for a very long while, and now there's another health building that I could build up if I wanted to. We would get health, we would lose money, we would lose infrastructure. We could also just go for the major harbor. That's slotless. Money, manpower. I like harbors. Needs hemp. It's a local trade good. I mean, that's nice. We could also get the wheelmaker. That would be, well, it would take a slot, but it would open up the ability to move some of these guys off infrastructure. I do like the sound of that. So I'll place that down, move one person up to food for now. Just one. We finished a salt house nearby that, a furnace nearby that, which I guess I already placed someone at. Yeah, I have a weird loop going on right now. We have a salt house built up here, and something that we took from Egypt. That's nice. We could use some infrastructure here, like really badly, just in general. We don't have enough, even if it's just completely inefficient, like the brickwork. It could get more efficient later. Oh, hey. A blacksmith. Oh, but no iron or copper, so we would lose infrastructure. That's sad. Well, the brickwork will just have to do. And that's all we have for buildings right now. Military moves have been made, and we're out of time for this episode. So I'm going to end this one here for now. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.